I'm so advanced I can lose in 6 realities simultaneously. This game made Sun Tzu's book irrelevant. 10 out of 10. Decent enough game. Lacks some of the depth found in 6D chess. I found forbidden eldritch knowledge and now I'm a girl. My mind is an open fortress. Its gates shattered and its windows barred. Sanity is for the weak. That's a Warhammer reference apparently. Snickerdoodle cookies. Ingredients: 360 grams AP flour, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 300 grams sugar, 227 grams unsalted butter, room temperature, 2 large eggs, 1 teaspoon pure vanilla. I don't know how to play chess. If only it had VR support for even more dimensions. Stuff happens, will happen, has happened, is happening, might be happening, might have happened, probably won't happen, likely will happen, certainly never happened, and definitely happens to be happening everywhere, all the time, and not happening ever at the same time. Unless you're in check when it already happened, or if you will be in check if it happens, even though it hasn't happened yet, or if you happen to checkmate before what will happens had a chance to not happen right now because of something else that happened in the past. 10 out of 10, what happened again? I feel like a golden retriever playing checkers. Coding: 1/3 cup sugar, 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon. Instructions: in a large bowl, whisk together the flour, salt, and baking powder. In a separate bowl, beat sugar and butter until smooth, add eggs one at a time, beat well after each addition, scrape down the sides of the bowl. Rook to 1999. Checkmate. When am I and how am I in checkmate? Ah yes, classic chess. The bishop in my present timeline time travels back in time in an ill-fated attempt to assassinate my king, only to be undone by my queen as she travels back in time alongside the bishop to stop his assassination attempt. Then, the enemy king travels to an alternate dimension to avoid a checkmate, which creates a parallel present timeline, as well as there being 2 enemy kings in one board. In other words, I don't know how to play this. Beat in vanilla extract. Add the flour mixture and beat until smooth. If soft, refrigerate until firm. Preheat oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Shape dough into 1-inch round balls. I can now checkmate you in the past, in the present, and in parallel universes all at once, and neither of us will understand why. An example of common dialogue lines between players. The phrase, Queen Death Squad, this timeline really sucks. If either of us wins, we won't know why. You just ran yourself into 3 checks at once. This is all just Terminator. Please stop making new timelines. That queen is checking me on 7 different boards. Get it with a friend for a good time. Coding: mix sugar and cinnamon. Roll dough balls in cinnamon sugar and place onto prepared pan. Bake for 8 to 10 minutes. Perfect for chess novices, because even if you play against an expert, they're just as confused as you are. I've gone too far this time. The walls of reality close in on me. I've created an eternal paradox, a hell of my own making. This is the last you will ever hear from me as I descend into madness. They speak to me, the pieces. An infinite number of kings lecture me in their halls of gold and silver. The queens stare at me as they multiply infinitely. They give a look of contempt at first, then one of affection, familial affection. The bishop goes on his long lecture as usual, till he is taken out by the Bishop of White. Well, until he returns, that is. From the past. No, from the future? It does not matter at this point. My existence is stretched well over 1 million realities at this point, and growing at a rate science and math have yet to even create a number for. I am eternally stuck in this hell, an abyss of time. With my wings of wax, I flew too close to the sun. Now, I dive into the deep. I can hear my friends and family, even to this day. They call out, cry out to me. Their voice is close, yet they are so far. I can hear them, but cannot find them. I can see them, but cannot touch them. Andros, the god of time, laughs at me from the chamber of could-bes, should-bes, and would-bes. His son, the past and future prince, gives me a look of pity. Such a benevolent child. He is naive to the nature of his father. Andros is not benevolent nor fair. He is envious and spiteful. He envies the goddess of order, Indros, his sister. Indros is praised by the orderly, the species we knew as the pawns. The pawns exist outside of time and space, forming a society on their own. One pawn glances at me and gives me a sadistic smile. They know of how my hubris led to my downfall, and they revel in my misfortune. They laugh at beings of reality. yet do not realize they are not loved back by their so adored goddess. Indros cares not for those not of her standings, including her wretched brother. As I suffer, she does not even look at me. In a way, it is worse than ridicule. She, who is beautiful and mighty, ignores the suffering of me, the weak, out of such personal disgust that she cannot even acknowledge my existence. I truly cannot bear it anymore. But if I die, I simply come back. Well, a different version of me from a different timeline. I retain my memories, however. Please, end me. Brain hurty.